Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, May 11th, 2025. So, on this Mother's Day...
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and mother figures out there.
Indeed. And did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it a Mother's Day worthy crossword?
I guess you might say that.
Okay, I already did. How did you find said crossword?
I found it rather a challenge. As Sundays always are, because they're large. But this one had so many unusual answers.
Yes.
I mean, it had some kind of cryptic clues, but then some really unusual answers, words that... some words I'd never even heard of.
Yes.
And which is kind of unusual for a Sunday. Usually it's a little more familiar, but I was able to get it done, but it took me quite a long time.
Well, this was by Brendan Emmett Quigley, a name that will often inspire fear among crossword solvers, and he does not disappoint today.
No, not at all. I was reading about it in Wordplay afterwards, and several of the words have not been seen in a crossword since 1975. So it's a long time for a word to kind of been dormant, but resurrected by our author today.
Well, of course, there's some, I don't know if they're individual words, but there's certainly phrases that are debuts.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. There were a total of 9.
Oh.
I think the thing that's most unique about this crossword is that it has set a record for a 21 by 21 grid. It only has 54 black squares.
Oh.
So if you found yourself having to do a lot of typing, that's why.
Well, I did notice it looked a little pale compared to...
It's very pale.
compared to other Sunday crosswords.
It is almost beyond the pale. But, I did not think I was going to get this solved. At the beginning, I was sort of flailing around in the top left. I eventually got traction in the bottom right.
Right, yes. I know it took me a while to find one I actually knew.
Right. And then a miracle happened when I got to the last square. You probably know where I'm going with this. I got the happy music.
Oh, good.
I'm like, oh, good. I don't have to search through an amazing number of white squares in this 21 by 21 grid. I couldn't believe it because I was at, it was the junction of 83 across, 1999 Maeve Binchy novel, and that was Tara Road crossed with 84 down Blank Crown Theater, downtown Chicago landmark, which was the Arie, A-R-I-E.
Yeah, Arie Crown Theater. Yeah.
You knew that?
I knew that.
Ooh, that would have been...
I've been there several times.
So I was there and I was debating, I thought it was either going to be Erie or Arie.
Arie.
And I went for the A and got the music. And I'm like, wow.
Well, kind of a similar thing happened to me because 86 across was young salmon. I had no idea. And I thought, I'm just going to skip it. And I kept, kind of working around that area. And then through the downs, I got SM. And then I didn't get the next one. And then LT. And I couldn't even think what it would be. So I thought, I'm just going to leave that. I'll go and finish the rest of the puzzle. And I did leave it. And I did finish the rest of the puzzle. And I'm like, why isn't it solving? Because I completely forgot that I left that one. So finally I looked down and I'm like, oh, I'm missing one letter there. And so then I just started putting in vowels. And when I hit O...
Did you not look at the actual clue? It was the word before knows or cares. Who?
Oh, yes. But I forgot to look at that. I just thought, I'll just start putting in vowels. It's got to be one of them. So.
That's true.
Smolt. And I've heard the word smelt, and I thought that had something to do with fish. But
it is. It's what they do.
Right.
Or past tense, it's what they did. Boy, those smolt smelt. There were some remarkable words that many people on Wordplay drew attention to.
Oh, really?
Most of the people in Wordplay were highly incensed by this crossword.
I wasn't incensed, but boy,
I thought it was fantastic.
I just thought, wow, this is a very challenging Sunday.
You know, because they do that from time to time. I think the Sunday crosswords used to be a lot more challenging. I think. I'm not sure, but I can remember I had a relative who would solve the Sunday crossword, and I would watch him, and his brain actually got a little bigger as he was working on it. It was pretty impressive. And, I knew none of the words at all in the crossword at that time. But...
Well, give me an example of words that were not exactly thrilling your readers or the writers.
I mean, the pitchforks were held high for 10 down, amalgamate, immix.
Oh, yes.
Or immix.
Yes, I'd never heard of that word. I looked it up in the dictionary. It does mean mix together, immix.
Yeah, I went for union originally.
I just left it blank and hoped that I could get it with the crosses, and I did.
Well, that first I came from 10 across, source of the words galore and smithereens, Irish.
Irish, yes.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So where did you get the Irish from? Because that must have come from the crosses too.
Well, I got the R and the I and the S from the Downs, and so I thought it's got to be Irish. So
yes.
And then the age 14 down, I eventually figured out the answer to that. Greek goddess depicted holding torches and snakes. First, I thought it was maybe Medusa, but then I thought it's got to be an H. It's Irish. So it turned out to be Hecate. Hecate.
I'm assuming so.
I'm not familiar with that Greek goddess.
Well, I wasn't familiar with the word. Maybe I was. I don't know. 13 down, climbed as a rope, shinned.
Shinned, yes. I put shimmied.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Except that wouldn't have fitted, right? S-H-I-M-M.
Well, I spelled it with one M.
Well, that'll do. Shymied.
Shimmied.
You weren't stymied by shymied.
Well, anyway, no, it was shinned, and no, I had not heard that.
We had 22 down. The twice distilled Turkish beverage was Reiki.
That was another one. That was a new one for me.
Yes, not a new one for the New York Times, though. That was not a debut. We had, there were a few crosswords here that were an homage to crosswords that we just did. I especially like 30 down, lass. Choline. Because we just had choline and the answer was lass.
Right.
So it's like, thank you for that.
Yes.
I don't know how that happens, that Will is able to make that work. Or maybe it's just that when you get a crossword this big with so many words, one of them is bound to be choline.
Right. Could be.
50 across was fish that passes the mirror test of self-recognition, the manta ray.
That's right. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it explained it in Wordplay that they did experiments. They think the manta ray has like one of the biggest brains of all the fish in the sea.
Really?
And there was another eel that, if you held a mirror up, it would actually look at itself and wave and, move its flippers or whatever and blow bubbles at it. And so they think that it recognized that it could see itself.
Did any of them whip out a lipstick?
No.
Okay.
But yes, that's what that means. Because I wondered about that too.
Let's see, what else did we have that was, there were all sorts of tricky clues throughout the grid. We had
38 down was one that was a stumper for me. Shop girl in a Paris boutique. Midinette.
Right.
Midinette. I'd never heard that word.
No, me neither. I'm assuming.
And that one was a...
that was a debut.
No, it was last seen in 1975 or something. Yeah. And the other one that was like that was 41 down, strong urge, hankering.
Didn't you just use that word the other day?
Did I?
I thought you did.
I might have. Hankering. That's a word I've used, but yes, that too has not been in the puzzle for a very long time.
We had 35 down, the school whose sports teams are known as the Golden Flashes. I think I was getting that confused with hot flashes and was thinking it was going to be some sort of school where they had sort of older people. But it was Kent State.
Kent State, yes.
Did you know that?
I didn't. 35 across was one that I did know. Flower myth painter Paul, and I knew that was Paul Klee. So I had that K, and I thought, is there a Kansas team that called the
Golden Flashes?
But no, turned out to be Kent State.
I liked 42 across. Note to self, medium perhaps. Post it.
Yes. I've had a few post-its that were notes to self.
Let's see. Way off in the distance, 47 across was far. I went for yawn, as in hither and yawn.
Oh,
I figure yawn was a way off, but I guess far seemed far too easy.
Yeah.
But we had Psyche's partner was Eros. There's a lot of classical definitions in here, I've noticed. Shade akin to pumpkin was tangerine.
Tangerine.
Did you get that right away?
Yes, I did, actually.
And another one that caught right next to it, this one also caused people to gnash their teeth. Spinal cord membranes, pia matters.
Yes, I did not know that, but got it from the crosses. Yep.
And cake with a distinctive swirl was a Swiss roll.
Swiss roll, yes. That is a distinctive roll.
Yeah, lots and lots of very interesting clues.
Yeah, it was. It was fascinating.
And there was no theme. Oh, that was the other thing that people were incensed about. There was no theme.
Oh,
it's just like...
I wondered about that because I'm like, was there a theme in here? Because the name of the puzzle was Power Grid.
Right.
So I thought, was there something about like power? I mean, we had like 90 across, head cheese, which is actually, like... what cow intestines and stuff like
really?
that. Yeah,
Remind
but
me not to
it
get
turned
in.
out to be Mr. Big.
Yes, that was cute.
Yeah.
Macho stereotype 72 down was real man.
Yep. So I guess there were sort of some power clues in there, but no real clues. Real themes.
I think you needed a powerful lot of luck to be able to solve this crossword.
Maybe that
There
was
is a picture of Brendan Emmett Quigley on xwordinfo.com, which we always recognize and recommend. He has got this really elaborate beard, and he's totally bald. He's got looks like a very large head, sort of like an egg, the quintessential egghead. Not that he is. He's just a really good crossword constructor.
And they had a little bio of him in Wordplay, and yes, he's sort of a professional crossword constructor. That's what he does for a living. He has a website that you can go to and solve puzzles, and so he's quite the puzzle maker, and it shows today for sure.
Right. And again, coming back to the theme, it's just like I don't need the theme.
No.
If the crossword really makes you work for a living, then that's fine. I mean, that's, I just want to solve problems and solve puzzles. But, all right. Well, listeners, let us know what you thought about this crossword. Drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com.
Yep.
That is it for today. Monday's crossword's out. We'll tackle it. We hope you will too, and come back to hear us talk about that crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.